You are live. I am live. That's what it says anyway. So, welcome to Exploitation Reviews and me, Rob. And today, for my third live stream, it'll be like my previous two live streams. I've got a bunch of stuff that I've collected over the holidays. Could talk about those. And if you got any questions, put them in the chat. I'd love to hear from you all. And, if you show up, just say hi so I can see who's here. Otherwise, doesn't really matter. I'll just talk to myself. That's what I normally do anyway. When I record these videos, I just talk to myself and then I put them on the internet. That's maybe that's not so healthy, but it seems to be fun enough. Right. So, yeah, this past holiday, my daughter asked for a bunch of movies, so I kind of filled in some of the gaps in my collection with the local used video store. Mostly sort of classics this time, not a whole lot of obscure exploitation films, but some great stuff. Nevertheless, I'll just get started, and then if you have any questions, comments, let me know. All right, so the first, I live in Germany, so these are the German titles. Die Fliege, which is The Fly, the Jeff Goldblum one. Awesome movie. Love this movie. Glad to finally have it on Blu-ray. And yeah, it might be one of the best body horror movies like ever made. I don't know. Are there any that's better than The Fly? I mean, From Beyond is great, of course. What else? Society has got some great body horror stuff. I suppose like American Werewolf in London has some great body horror stuff too. But yeah, are they better than The Fly? I don't know. Maybe not. This might be as good as it gets. Body horror, The Fly might be as good as it gets. I'm not sure. What do you think? Oh, some people showed up. Hello, Don, and hello, Merlin. Nice that you could join me here. Yeah, I got a bunch of Blu-rays and DVDs and some bottom shelf bourbon. So it's Saturday night, baby. For me in Germany, Saturday night. So Don says, oh wait, how do I do this? Show it. Cronenberg new film was good, recommended. Oh yeah, what's it called? I don't remember. Yeah, Cronenberg, he's awesome. I really love his work. And I don't think he's done one that I haven't liked, actually, of the ones I've seen, which is quite a few of them, I guess, at this point. Yeah. So, yeah, excited to see the new one as well. Oh, and Adrian's here. What's up? Hey, Adrian, you were supposed to email me your address so I could send you a copy of my book because yours got destroyed. Oh, yeah. So some people have a hard time finding my email address. If you go to the About page of my channel on a normal web browser, like on a computer, not on your phone, then there's this little, like you click the button that you're not a robot, and then they'll show you my email address. So if you want to send me an email, that's how to find it. So Adrian, you should do that, and then I could send you a copy of the book that we talked about a few weeks ago, I guess. Oh, and then Don says almost 420. Is that the name of the Cronenberg film? Let's see. Crimes of the Future. Oh, okay. Maybe that should be the Cronenberg thing. And then Adrian, what's going on here? I'm sorry, I did none of those things. Okay, that's how you have to do it. Yeah, that's how you find it. I mean, it's pretty easy anyway. It's just Rob, .h.mcgee@gmail. So pretty easy to find me. So next, how shall I pay you? You don't need to pay me. No, it's free. Yeah. Long-time viewer, you're awesome. You can have a book for free. I got a couple sitting here anyway. I'll just put on your address. I'll sign it for you if you want me to, and I'll send it to you free of charge. Just a thank you from me to you. So, what's next? Oh, my favorite Punisher movie I finally had. See, this used to be on Netflix, and I used to watch it every once in a while, and then it wasn't on Netflix anymore. So I went and found it, Punisher Warzone. Have you seen this thing? This is so good. I think Ebert said it was the best bad movie ever made, but I disagree that it's bad. This movie is totally awesome. It's just violent and it's beautiful. It looks like the comics. I mean, it's just awesome. Punisher Warzone, highly recommended, especially if you like the Punisher comic books, which why wouldn't you like the Punisher comic books? They're awesome. Oh, there's so many more people here. This is hard to keep up with. Oh, Mike is here from Did You See That? Awesome. Hello, Mike. Good that you're here. Mike's at a really cool channel. You should check him out. He covers a lot of sort of trashy asylum stuff, which you guys will probably like too. But he also covers, much more like newer movies than I do, stuff that's like still in the theater. So if you want to hear a little review of stuff that you can go and see in the movie theater, check out Mike's channel. He's awesome, very nice guy, good taste in movies, and yeah, so he's a good one to check out. Did you see that? And then who else is here? Lone Pepper. Oh, hey, what's on? The best Punisher was the original movie. One with Dolph Lundgren. I have that too. I have all the Punisher movies now on Blu-ray, and I like that one. Okay, he's got the size. That's one of the things I like about this is this guy really does look like the Punisher. He's big and he's intimidating, and Dolph Lundgren has that aspect too. But I think they were a little embarrassed in that movie that it was a comic book movie. Like, he doesn't have the Punisher logo, but there's a lot of great sequences in the original Punisher movie. I like it as well. And then the other one I have too over there on my shelf. That one's kind of cool because it follows the comics like pretty closely. It's just the actor they got for it. He's fine. He's a good actor. He just wasn't quite big enough. Like, the Punisher should be big. He's a big, scary dude. And Dolph Lundgren is this way. And what's this guy's name? Is Robert Stevenson, I think his name is. He's that way as well. So that's what I like. Oh, Mike, let's see. Wait, how do I control this thing? Do you have social media or email I can contact you on? Yes, I do have email. If you go to the About page of my channel on a normal web browser, not on your phone, then you can click the Show Email button, and then you promise that you're not a machine, and it'll show you my email address. But yeah, we talked on one of your live streams once about hooking up with Rashad, and we're going to talk about Gladiator. So we should definitely do that. That would be fun. Oh, yes, collab idea. Let's collab. Those are fun. I got a collab coming up on Monday, actually. Not with Mike, or Did You See That, but someone else. So be sure to check the channel Monday. New video with a collab partner. Unfortunately, it was edited in the UK. I'm not surprised. Are we talking about, any of the Punisher movies could have been edited in the UK. It was edited in Germany too on most of the releases, but they did put out this particular Blu-ray, and notice normally on German Blu-rays you get this 18 thing. But even to be 18, sometimes they have to edit things a bit in Germany. But what they also do sometimes is they'll release like a completely uncut one that doesn't even have the 18 on it, which just means it's the American version, basically. Because it says on the DV itself, it's got this little, will my camera focus on that? Oh, it's not going to show up. But anyway, it basically says, it's not rated 18, it's not rated, but it's cool. Like, I think it's like maybe on the index or whatever, but you can still buy them. It's legal to buy them. They're just a bit harder to find. Right. What else did I get? Oh, a bad one. Sometimes there's bad ones. And I did, just so I could have it and complete the collection, I got Piranha 2. Now, I love Piranha. I love Piranha 1. I love Piranha 2. I love Piranha 3. I love Piranha 4. I love Piranha 5. I love Piranha 6. I love Piranha 7. I love Piranha 8. I love Piranha 9. I love Piranha 10. I love Piranha 11. I love Piranha 12. I love Piranha 13. I love Piranha 14. I love Piranha 15. I love Piranha 16. I love Piranha 17. I love Piranha 18. I love Piranha 19. I love Piranha 20. I love Piranha 21. I love Piranha 22. I love Piranha 23. I love Piranha 24. I love Piranha 25. I love Piranha 26. I love Piranha 27. I love Piranha 28. I love Piranha 29. I love Piranha 30. I love Piranha 31. I love Piranha 32. I love Piranha 33. I love Piranha 34. I love Piranha 35. I love absolutely love Piranha 3D. That movie is amazing. I'm sure I'll cover it on my channel at some point. But I have it on Blu-ray, and it's hard for me to get clips from like Blu-rays. So I don't cover any of my Blu-ray stuff. It's just DVDs that I have. Um, but yeah, the original like Piranha 3D is awesome. Well, it's not the original. The original one was the Joe Dante one, the Jaws Exploitation Piranha, which is also awesome. Um, but yeah, Piranha 2, no, there's a few like funny parts, and I really love that David Hasselhoff is in it. Um, but it's a little bit too stupid to be worthwhile. The first one though, Piranha 3D, highly recommended. Love that movie. What's going on? The throwing stars and knife scene were cut. Oh, and the Punisher. Let's see. Yeah, there's definitely some knife stuff in there. I don't remember throwing stars, but yeah, there's all kinds of just hardcore ultra violence in that movie, like in all of them. Yeah, yeah. Right. Next one, another classic from my childhood. Um, Silent Night. Well, in German they call it Silent Night. Oh, Stille Nacht, Horror Nacht, which means Silent Night, Horror Night. But we know it better as the Silent Night, Deadly Night. I'm not sure why they didn't call it Stille Nacht, Tödliche Nacht, which would be the literal translation. But my wife thinks it's because maybe that sounds too much like a detective story and not like a horror story. And then this title, Silent Night, Horror Night, sounds more like a horror movie. But anyway, this movie is awesome. I love this movie. Yeah, like it takes a little while to get started, but once it gets started, there's some really just like shocking and great sequences. This wonderful like sled riding sequence, and I love when like the cops shoot like a Santa Claus. I don't want to spoil too much, but man, this movie is a lot of fun. Interesting about this Blu-ray release, it is the uncut version, but they've like found some of the cut scenes to put back in this, but they're kind of in like they couldn't clean them up very well. So like most of the movie is in like HD or whatever. It's been cleaned up, but then those like some of those cut scenes were like they're still sort of standard definition. So you can definitely see when you're watching a movie like, oh, that was a cut scene, because it looks a lot muddier than the rest of the movie, which is it's fine. I mean, it kind of adds to the charm, I guess, a little bit. It's unfortunate that companies don't do a better job of taking care of some of these old movies, but still, it's out and uncut, which is nice. Lots of actors clutching rubber piranha to their necks. Yes, exactly. And many of them were not wearing many clothes. Yeah, which is awesome, right? It's like a spring break movie mixed in with some bloody piranha action. What's not to love, right? Actually, with Piranha 3D, I even have like the 3D release of it, and then so I put on like my VR goggles for my PlayStation and watching in 3D sometimes was a lot of fun. Piranhas flying at you and stuff. That's pretty cool. I don't have too many 3D movies. I think it's kind of a stupid gimmick most of the time. But with that one, yeah, I watch it every once in a while. That's pretty good. Dread is another one that I watch every once in a while in 3D. That's a fun movie too. Okay, and the last Blu-ray. This not an exploitation film or films. This was on my Christmas list, and my wife got it for me. But the Frankenstein Complete Legacy Collection. I wanted to watch Son of Frankenstein again, and I didn't have it because I have a Universal Monsters Blu-ray set, and it has Frankenstein and Bride of Frankenstein on it, but that's it. It doesn't have any of the other Frankenstein movies. So I wanted this because it has all of the Frankenstein movies. Frankenstein, Bride of Frankenstein, Son of Frankenstein. That was the one I wanted to watch again. And then it's also got Ghost of Frankenstein, Frankenstein Meets the Wolfman, House of Frankenstein, House of Dracula, and Abbott and Costello Meet Frankenstein. Really great set of all of those classic Universal Frankenstein movies, which are just amazing. Like, I don't know if you guys watch the old Universal stuff, but man, I love the old Frankenstein movies. They look so cool. Great makeup. I mean, not all the movies on here are great, and I haven't got to all of them yet. Obviously, I've seen Frankenstein and Bride of Frankenstein many times, and Son of Frankenstein. Last night, I watched, or 2 nights ago, I watched Frankenstein Meets the Wolfman. Pretty good. I like Lon Chaney Jr. He's awesome. But I haven't seen, I mean, at least not since I was a kid, House of Frankenstein or House of Dracula. I'm sure I watched them as a kid because they used to play these on this local TV channel when I was a kid in Ohio, and we'd watch them like after school and stuff. But it's been a long time. A long time. The Gordonite, hello. New to your channel, welcome to the channel. Are you not in the US or do you get imports for some other reason? I love your content. I am not in the US. I live in Germany. I am an American, but I live in Germany. I was born in Ohio, grew up in Michigan, went to graduate school in Missouri, but then I moved to Germany, and that's where I am now. So yeah, that's why they have these weird like stickers and stuff on them, or different covers, because these are the German releases. Right. Speaking of Germany, I have a story about the next one. Hold on, Mike's got something to say. I'm going to head out as I'm going to watch Nightcrawler right now. I'll catch it on the stream. Take it easy. I'll be in touch. Yes, please be in touch. Take it easy. Enjoy the movie. And yeah, we should talk about your collab idea or ideas. Have a good one, man. All right, back to Germany. It's actually quite annoying to be a film fan in Germany. The kind of film fan that I am. I like violent movies, and Germany does not like violent movies. And yeah, it can be really hard to find some of this stuff, especially like uncut. Yeah, it can be really difficult. There's a website that I go to which will tell you like which releases are cut and which releases are uncut, and then you got to like compare covers, and you know, like sometimes they have very similar covers, but there'll be a little detail that's different, and that's the one that's uncut. You're like, okay, that's the one I need to look for. Yeah, it's all terribly annoying. And there's other annoyances too, which happened with this movie. I bought this for my daughter for Christmas, From Dusk Till Dawn. Great movie. I watched it when it came out in the theater back in, what was that, like, was I in college? Was that like 96 maybe? I think I was in college. But anyway, I don't think I'd seen it since then. But I knew she would like it, my daughter. So I got it, and it said uncut on it somewhere. So I knew that was okay, or I looked it up somewhere and knew that was okay. And I didn't notice, this is so stupid. I didn't notice that, well, that camera's not going to focus on it, but in the back, it says it has subtitles in German, no problem. I don't need them. I understand English perfectly fine. But what I didn't notice was this little fine print that says, I mean, it's in German, but I'll translate. It says that if you watch the English version, the German subtitles cannot be turned off. Like, what the hell? Like, why would you ever release that? Like, and it says it's for licensing reasons. I would really love to know what type of license they would sign that would force them to not allow their customers to turn off the German subtitles if they wanted to watch the movie in English. This is insane to me. This is just like really anti-consumer behavior. So what I did after we learned we couldn't turn the subtitles off that we didn't need is I ripped the movie with, using a handbrake and just didn't rip the subtitle file so I could watch the movie without subtitles. And it's really just stupid that you kind of have to jump through those kind of hoops to watch a movie that you paid for in the way you want to. So I don't know what the hell is going on with German licensing sometimes, but they suck and I hate them. I'll just say that. Right, that was it for the Blu-rays. Oh wait, but there's DVDs. The Dusk Till Dawn was also DVD. Any more comments? No. Okay, good. So other new DVDs. Another one for my daughter. 28 Days Later, classic Danny Boyle film. Zombie infected kind of film. Really great. I believe it was one of the first movies shot on digital, I believe. And it does have kind of like a weird, kind of cool look because, the early days of digital cameras, they kind of had this character that modern digital cameras don't. So that's kind of interesting. It's particularly noticeable near the end when they're running around in the rain. Like the rain looks really interesting in this movie. And I think it has to do with whatever shutter speeds they were forced to use on those digital cameras that they shot the film on. So great movie, 20 Days Later. The sequel, I think I've seen that once. I don't remember being overly impressed with the sequel, but maybe it's okay. Anyone remember if it's good? I know I watched it, but I just don't remember. I don't remember being impressed, but maybe it's okay. I don't know. I'm not sure. Bottom shelf bourbon. Right on. Then next purchase, another Christmas gift for my girl was Drag Me to Hell. This is a really gross, awesome movie. Sam Raimi, yeah, you know him, the director of the Evil Dead movies and the Spider-Man movies. Yeah, and then this one is about like a gypsy curse. I don't think we're supposed to say gypsy anymore. It's about a curse from a woman who looks like she could have been a character in the Frankenstein movies. Whatever that, Roma. I think it's Roma. Doesn't matter. Anyway, great kind of gross out horror film, but it's not too gross because gross out horror films can go a bit far, and I'm like, okay, now that's just kind of nasty. That's not the case here. The grossness here is funny, like in that Evil Dead kind of way. A lot of it was like eating. I think maybe some of the subtext of this film is about like eating disorders, maybe. But it's awesome though. I like this one. In fact, and it's the only movie that has, what's that guy's name? Is it like Justin Long or something? I do not like that guy. So this is, I think, the only movie he's in that I like. But yeah, Drag Me to Hell, I definitely can recommend that one. Opening scene of the sequel is top tier. For 28 Weeks Later? Yeah, it's with, what's that guy? He's in the Full Monty and Train Spotting. He's in 28 Weeks Later, I believe. Yeah, and yeah, I did have like a good cold open. I do remember kind of liking that. 28 Weeks Later wasn't as good. Yeah, I don't remember it being as good either. Yeah, but it has been a while since I've seen it. Romani Curse. Okay, there you go. There, that's the proper way to say it. We're not supposed to say gypsy anymore. All right, but I'm old, so I get a pass because for like, right? Is that how that works? No, that's not how that works. Hey, Robin Friends turning. Hey, it's Katie of the night. What's up? What's up? We're just talking about recent Blu-rays and things that I have bought. Tuning in from a walk in the park. All right, very good. Yep, it's a bit late to walk in the park here. because time zones and all that. It is 11:25 p.m. Do you like Peter Jackson's bad taste and his early stuff? Yeah, absolutely. Love Peter Jackson's early stuff. I just picked up Meet the Feebles last summer. One of my neighbors was selling it in a garage sale. So I bought his copy of Meet the Feebles for €2. So that's kind of nice to have that. But yeah, I like Bad Taste is cool. Obviously, everyone loves Dead Alive. That movie is amazing. Was that all that he did in New Zealand? Were those three? And then, he went into the States and did Frighteners, which I love the Frighteners. And then there was that one, he did another one in the States too, with the sexier one. I don't remember the name of that one though. But yeah, he's great. I like all of his movies. Robert Carlyle. Yes, Robert Carlyle. Yep. 28 Weeks Later, Full Monty, Trainspotting. He is very good. Robert Carlyle. Yes, yep. I don't know how to spell either. I'm dyslexic, so that's my excuse. Heavenly Creatures, right? Yeah, Heavenly Creatures. That's the other Peter Jackson one, right? Yeah, he's fantastic. Yeah. Well, yeah, I wasn't such a big fan of King Kong, so I guess I will say that. But I think that's partly because I am a massive fan of the original King Kong. I love the hell out of that movie. I watch it probably like once a year, and I have watched it once a year for many, many years. So yeah, I don't think much of anything could really top like that movie and what I feel about that movie. So maybe I was a little bit biased there, but yeah, I didn't really like his take on King Kong. But that's fine. Right. And then Hey Katie. Yes, Hey Katie. Yeah, definitely check out Katie's channel. You would definitely like it. She covers a lot of Giallo content. She's a huge Giallo fan, has seen, I don't know, Katie, how many Giallos have you seen at this point? Maybe you're getting close to 200 or something, but yeah, way, way too many Giallo films. So yeah, she covers those a lot. In fact, yeah, we will do a collab coming up, some Giallo related content coming up soon. So yeah, Giallo films are awesome. About 125. Okay, yeah, that's a lot. I don't know how many I've seen. Definitely not as many as you. Man, maybe not even half of that. Maybe that's one area that I am woefully ignorant in. I've seen like the big classics, of course, and then maybe 10 or so lesser known ones, 10 or 15 lesser known ones. But yeah, so I've maybe seen like maybe 30, maybe like maybe 20. I don't know. I need to do better. Yeah. Yeah. Deep Red. Oh yeah, Deep Red. That's one of the big classics. Yep. Right. So next movie. This one is for me. This is not for my daughter. So you recognize the picture, I'm sure. The German title is Die Rabenschwarze Nacht, which literally means the Raven Black Night, which is just how Germans say the pitch black night. But of course, we know it better as Fright Night. Awesome movie. Love this movie. Super fun. Another classic from my childhood. So I had to add it to my collection again. See, I had a bunch of DVDs and stuff when I lived in the States. But, with region differences and whatever, I had like a big garage sale before I moved here, and I sold like, almost all of my media. And then, so, you know, over the past 20 years of living in Germany, I've been slowly replacing things that I had before or upgrading to Blu-ray, or, you know, just stuff that I missed anyway. So, yeah. Right. So, oh, and then the last two were gifts for my daughter. We got Final Destination 3, which is the last Final Destination film for us. Now, my daughter and I have all of them. She's a huge fan. Yeah, I turned her on to. So I like I like most of them just fine, but I really liked part 5, like the most recent one, but you really have to watch part 1 before you watch part 5. So I showed her part 1, and then like the next weekend we did part 5, and then after those two, she was kind of hooked. So every time we went back to the store, we would see if they had one of the ones we were missing in in the collection. And yeah, so now finally we got all of them. This was the last one, Final Destination Part 3, which is actually, it might be like, it's pretty good. Like, I don't know how I would rank the Final Destination movies, but 3's solid. It's got some pretty good deaths in it. Yeah, I like this one. I like all of them except for part 4. I don't like part 4 very much. That was the one where the main accident is like a crash at a like a NASCAR event. But yeah, I didn't like the characters in that one, and the deaths weren't that great in part 4. Yeah, that one's, for me, that was the weakest of the bunch. 3 is good. I think, yeah, 1, 2, 3, and 5. They're all pretty cool. It's pretty cool. Love that your daughter is a horror fan. How could she not be? She has me as a father. Yeah, she had no choice. Well, of course she had a choice, but yeah, I don't know how it started actually. Because my son, he's even younger than she is by like 4 years. When he was maybe around, I don't know, maybe like 7 or so, he and I would watch some of the old Universal ones, like Invisible Man. He really likes the Invisible Man, and like Dracula, stuff like that. And then, yeah, at a certain point, my daughter kind of wanted to join in on the fun, and yeah, maybe it was like something she saw on the internet or like her friends were talking about, but she, wanted to know what was going on with horror movies. And I was like, well, I can definitely educate you in this regard. So we started going through, yeah, some of my favorites, and some of them became her favorites. Yeah, like Black Christmas, she really loved, which I was happy about because I just adore that movie as well. Scared the hell out of her, which is fun. But that kind of got her kind of more like the slasher camp, which is good because that's also the camp that I'm in as well. Yeah, and then after Black Christmas, I showed her the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. That was a little bit too much for her, even though it's not bloody or anything. But man, that movie is intense and grimy and dirty, and it kind of got under her skin. So then she wanted to pull back a little bit from like the grindhouse craziness. And then I think it was at that point we got into like Final Destination. But eventually she got back into slashers because we are currently watching, and have been for a while, the Supernatural TV series. And one of the actors in there, what's his name? Jared Padalecki. He is in the Friday the 13th remake, which I also like quite a bit. I was like, oh, well, you want to see Sam Winchester from Supernatural in this other horror film? And then she's like, oh, this is cool. I'm like, yeah, it's cool. So we started watching more old school slashers, and this was one I got her for Christmas, Friday the 13th part 6, Jason Lives, fan favorite. Jason Lives. This movie is super fun. I mean, it is super fun, and I mean, yeah, I like it a lot. But you can tell, like, that the MPAA was kind of giving them a hard time because they do sort of cut away from some of the gore sequences and stuff, which, that's just how it was in the 80s. Like, the MPAA was freaking out about some of the stuff, so they're having a hard time. But still, Friday the 13th, Part 6, Jason Lives, really great. That was a great sequence anyway. Like, 4, 5, and 6 are just all great Friday the 13th movies. Invisible Man is my favorite. Dialogue is bonkers. Yeah, I love The Invisible Man as well. Claude Rains, so great. And the special effects, like, wow, just super impressive. Yeah, I love that movie. The only thing I don't like about it, and I have to have my remote ready to turn the volume down, is like the waitress or the barkeeper. I don't remember. But one of the ladies, or the woman, the only woman, I think, who works at the inn where the Invisible Man is staying, her scream is just so grating, and she's like, and it's just, like, yeah, I kind of have to turn it down whenever she's freaking out because it is pretty annoying. That's a pretty minor complaint, though. That movie is amazing. He's in House of Wax reboot. That's right. He's also in the House of Wax reboot. Yes. I didn't care for that one too much. For some reason, I thought it was boring. I should probably watch it again because I have talked to people since. They're like, "Oh, that movie's okay." But yeah, somehow maybe I just wasn't into it at the time. But yeah, I just kind of thought it was boring when I watched it like the first time. Do you like it? Should I check it out again? Should I give it another chance? Yes, that's right. And Jason Eccles, Dean Winchester in Supernatural is in the My Bloody Valentine, the remake. Was it? Do they call it My Bloody Valentine 3D? I don't remember. But yeah, that's okay. This is decent. Yeah, I don't remember. Yeah, I remember liking it, but I only watched it the one time. I should watch it again. I love the original, of course. That's a lot of fun. Yeah, that's a cool movie. Yeah. And that's another one that was kind of, yeah, they edited it because of MPAA wishes. And from what I understand, those sort of bloodier sections that they cut out were then lost. So that's the story I heard. So when they wanted to do like an uncut, like Blu-ray release or whatever, relatively recently, they're like, well, that's not going to happen because all that stuff's gone, which is really too bad. But film doesn't last forever, especially if you don't take care of it. It was 3D. Yeah, it was 3D. Okay. Yeah. It's kind of during that time when lots of stuff was in 3D, like Piranha 3D and stuff, but that one's awesome though. Like, totally awesome. Right. How about you guys? Get any new additions to your libraries in the past over Christmas or whatever? Right. So, but that's all I got to talk about as far as like new physical media is concerned. Yeah, now that I've sort of filled in the gaps of some classics, I think next time I go back to that store, I will get more experimental, check out some of those crazier, like exploitation films, and see what I can find. Yeah, the last couple times I was relatively unlucky. Just ended up with some garbage, but that's how it goes. So I'll probably find some new garbage next time I go. So Merlin says, "Oh, alas, no. Yeah, yeah. No new movies. Just got Fatal Frames 1996 and The Laughing Woman 69, I think. Oh yeah, The Laughing Woman. I don't know if I've seen that one. I know the title. Yeah, that's cool. Fatal Frame. Yeah, and what's Fatal Frames? Is that an erotic thriller? That also sounds familiar, but I don't know it. What would be your ideal find? Oh, that's a good question. My ideal find. Huh. I mean, I have kind of a list of stuff that I want to find. I mean, I would love to find like something weird video, physical DVDs at the DVD store to buy because they don't ship to Europe anymore because of like whatever weird taxes and customs and stuff they don't want to deal with. So like on their website, you can buy digital copies of, and I cover a lot of something weird video content on my channel. Yeah, but I would love to get a bunch of those like physically, not just like downloaded or whatever from their website. So yeah, definitely would love to find that. I would also like to find, even though I don't much like Herschel Gordon Lewis, I think it was Arrow put out a Herschel Gordon Lewis like cereal box full of like Herschel Gordon Lewis films. That would be cool to have. Don't think I'll find that though. So that would be nice. There are a few Russ Meyer titles that I don't have on physical media. I have most of them because I have the Arrow box set, which has a lot of them. But there are a few like sort of here and there that I don't have. So filling in the gaps on that, like to complete my Russ Meyer collection would be cool. But beyond that, I mean, I think the next thing I'm going to start looking for, since my horror collection is pretty decent now, is I want to beef up my collection of like 80s sex comedies. So like I'd like to find copies of like Screwballs and Last American Virgin, stuff like that would be cool. Revenge of the Nerds. I was just talking about Revenge of the Nerds the other day, and I don't have that either. So I think that'll be sort of my next area I focus on, trying to find more like 80s sex comedies. But yeah, so yeah, that's kind of a long-winded answer. It doesn't really say ideal, but ideal would be this is my dream. Somebody had a big collection of something weird video DVDs, and they died, and their kids took all of them to the video store, and they didn't know what the hell they were. So they were selling them all for €3 a piece because that's like the price they sell the stuff they don't know what it is. And I just buy all of them. Like that would be my ideal find. I walk in there and I find like 25 something weird video DVDs. That would be awesome. I have been hooked on Lethal Weapon series on Netflix. Yeah. I saw that it was on there, and yeah, whenever I'm looking for a movie, there's been a couple of times like, ooh, should I do that again? Like, and I should because I haven't seen them in a long time. But yeah, Lethal Weapon. Yeah, that's cool. Like, I was really happy that I saw them on there because there's so few like 80s sort of action things like on these streaming services, which really sucks. So yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, and I also saw on Amazon Prime, they had the Beverly Hills Cop series, and I wanted to watch those. And then, because I'm in Germany, they did not have the original English audio track, which I'm like, no, I'm not going to watch Eddie Murphy speak German. So yeah, no. But yeah, Netflix is much better about having the original language tracks. I grabbed a Tobe Hooper movie I never heard of called Mortuary. Haven't watched it yet. Oh, I don't know that one either. I also, a few weeks ago, or months ago, maybe at this point, got a Tobe Hooper movie that I didn't know he made, The Toolbox Murders. I had no idea he had remade that movie, and it's okay. I watched it a couple weeks ago. Actually, at this video store I always talk about, I always go to, that one they had in the €1 bin, so that was a very good price for a Tobe Hooper movie. Mortuary was great, if I remember right. Oh, all right, cool. Yeah, the title sounds kind of familiar, but yeah, I don't think I've seen that one, which I guess might mean it's the only Tobe Hooper one I haven't seen, because I've definitely seen Texas Chainsaw Massacre and Life Force and Funhouse and now the Toolbox Murders. Got the German release of Black Gun. Haven't seen it. Oh, okay. I haven't seen that either. I don't even know what that is. What is Black Gun? Hollywood Chainsaw. Tobe Hooper didn't do that one though, did he? I don't think that was him. Was it? No. Was it? I know that Kane Hodder is in it. And yeah, but was that Tobe Hooper? I'm not sure. I just watched that not too long ago, actually, maybe like 6 months ago, again. And the Horror Geek, another good horror YouTube channel, he covered it on his channel a couple weeks ago. Just got the same idea on the 80s comedies. I got, oh yeah, Zapped for under 10, Good Times. Oh yeah, Zapped. Yeah, that was another good one. Yeah. That would be another one that I would definitely buy if I saw it. Yeah, and even some of like the John Hughes ones I like too. Well, I like plenty of John Hughes ones, but like some of the more like lesser known ones, like Weird Science, I would totally buy that again and watch that again. I haven't seen it since I was a kid. Oh, I meant the Lethal Weapon TV series, not the movies. Oh, I don't even know about the TV series. But I did see they do have the movies, at least here in Germany, like the Mel Gibson, Danny Glover ones. Yep. I didn't know they had a TV series. Jim Brown, Black Police. Oh, okay. All right. Oh, that one. Oh, okay. All right. Yeah. Right. Yeah. Jim Brown. He's awesome. Yeah. Yeah. I like him in Slaughter. That's Jim Brown's cool. Fred Open Ray with the sexy Michelle Baker. Fred Open Ray. Why does that sound familiar? I don't know that one. But it does sound familiar. Fred Open Ray. I don't know what that is. Saw Tobe Hooper, Invasion from Mars. Very good. Invasion from Mars. Hooper did that one? I've seen that too. I didn't know Hooper did that one. Yeah, I guess I should look on IMDb more often. But yeah, Invasion from Mars is pretty cool. Yeah. I believe I saw that in the theater. Yeah, pretty sure. Saw that in the theater. Yeah. Right. Okay. Well, then I think about time to pack it in. Unless we have any final questions or comments before we go. But it's getting kind of hot under this light, you know. And I need to refill my bottom shelf bourbon. But yeah, I can do that after I'm off camera. I think Lone Prepper meant Fred Olin Ray. Okay. Michelle Bauer and Fred Olin Ray, stupid autocorrect. Yeah, autocorrect. I'm with you. Yeah, Michelle Bauer, I know her. She's in, isn't she in Sorority House Massacre, or was it that one? I know the name. Just can't remember right now. Glad I caught this. Fun time. Yes, fun time. Thank you for dropping by. All right. We could do a live one together sometime if you want. We could talk about Jalo stuff. Thanks, Rob. See you. Yes, see you. See you. Right. See you. Right. So thanks for stopping by, everyone. It was fun. I'll try to do these maybe like around once a month. yeah, so I'll see you sometime in February. Ooh, maybe do a Valentine's, and by then I'll have picked up some fun 80s raunchy teen sex comedies. We could do that for Valentine's Day. That sounds like a good time. Nightmare Sisters, right on. See you, see you. Right. All right. I hope you catch again too. Yeah, so this time seems to be okay. So plenty of people showed up. So like 11 o'clock my time on a Saturday seems to be a decent time for stream. I'll probably shoot for that again next time. All right, then I'm going to sign off. Have a good one. And be sure to check out the channel on Monday. A new collab coming up. It's fun. All right, laters.